This is B here. So, I'm sorry if I haven't been making videos for a while. It was because of, well, unfortunately I didn't have anything to do a review on until I forgot about it today. Now, today, or, since it's, soon to be Christmas, I know it's not Christmas today, but you kind of know what I mean because I'm ordering stuff from eBay. I've been getting a bunch of stuff here, and there were a bunch of orders for. Nowadays, I do reviews on like Godzilla monsters and humanoid characters. I'm either gonna do. So I got this package on eBay, and I'm not so sure if it's what I think it is. Um, I actually first thought it was like two of these. I thought it was the Ultra Monster 500 Red King or Gamora together. Um, I also think it could be a Sedora figure or an Ultraman put together, the regular Ultraman, or it could be the 1971 Pillsbury Dough Boy doll. Now, to be honest, I have a feeling it could be the Pillsbury Dough Boy because the Pillsbury Dough Boy is actually very near where I am, so it might have been here first. I'm not so sure. I think it is, but let's get started on looking at it and taking a look at it. Now, some of these figures might be in used condition, but others are in brand new condition. I'm not so sure which one this is. I think this is the Pillsbury Dough Boy, and yes, it is the Pillsbury Dough Boy. In the package. So this is basically the 1971 Pillsbury Dough Boy with the Pillsbury written on it. So yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I opened it now. I actually don't know why. I think it's wet because it's, not the figure, but the package a tiny bit because it was actually from the, box. The box was very soggy. I actually had to open it up, though, but I decided this time when I open things up, I would actually show the part where it's in the packaging wrapping thing instead of the box. But yeah, here we go. Okay, so the Pillsbury Doughboy is out of the package. Let's take a look at the figure itself. I know you may be thinking, you just said you were going to do a review. Well, the reason why I got this Doughboy was because I seen him in commercials and I've been eating his croissants, so it's nice to get a toy version of him. And especially one that looks just like it in the show. As you can see, he is basically a soft vinyl looking figure. He feels like he's one of those like the Godzilla PVC or Ultraman looking toys. But this is a very, very old figure. It's actually from it's going to be hard to see, but if you look carefully, it says TPC. I'm not so sure what TPC means. It says TPC 1971. I believe that's this is the year of what the doll was made, but I don't get what the TPC means. I don't know what that means. So for those who know much about this doll, let me know in the comments. The reason why I chose this was because not only was it because it was durable looking, it also has this realistic look. Because what I found out was that some of the other Pillsburys, like the plushies, they actually look like the Cabbage Patch Kids. And if you didn't know, I never told you this, I don't like Cabbage Patch Kids, to be honest. Even the Garbage Pail Kids, I don't like them. So, I saw this one. There were two types of these. One, I think, was slightly older. It was the same thing, except the mold was a tiny bit different, but it was like the same figurine. You squeeze it and, you can turn the head around, which I will mention. And it also, they both had the same thing. The reason why I chose this one was because if you look carefully, it actually says Pillsbury written on it. The other one had the Pillsbury logo on it like this, but the white lettering was not written on. It was just all blue. So it's like you have this, but all blue instead, but with the writing all printed, it's like embossed or something. I decided to get this one instead because it was painted on or something, like a printed decal thing. It's in very good condition considering how old it is, and I was very happy to pick it up. It was actually the very cheapest one, actually. I got this for like, I think it was, I don't remember how much I got this from. It was like $14, $20. It wasn't too bad for a price, but if it's something like $100, no. $100, no, it's not worth it. A prototype, maybe, but I think prototype should be like $40 or something. I just think, when you see a figure that's like $100, it's basically gonna be it's just kind of horrendous. Like, for an example, I'm gonna be getting the Ultraman Monster Sedora. I had to get a used one because the newer ones are basically about $100. It's in okay condition, like, it's, okay. It's just it's opened. But I was able to get this dude for like a cheaper price, which to me I think was worth it. So as you can see, since he's the Pillsbury, he has the details. If you want to know much about this Pillsbury Dough Boy, you can Google him. I'm not going to explain the history because it's, very, very long and it always changes anyways. But what I can say is the Pillsbury Dough Boy is he's basically this chef with like this, he's basically a pastry chef, like someone who does like the doughs. That's why he's called the Dough Boy. He's basically a made out of dough, and the company is called the Pillsbury, so they had to name it after him. And he's basically a chef because he has a hat, and kind of like other chefs, sometimes they have these, they call it the neckerchief. And I'm also going to mention that soon in this video. And he was a very, very famous mascot. He's popular. If you Google stuff like bread, croissants, you'll usually see him in like those logos. He'll usually have a very happy face. Since he was I don't know why they stopped making these stuff anymore, but these things are just so cool. I mean, they're just so realistic looking. Nowadays, they remain as a collector's item. Which I completely understand if it is remained as a collector's item, because these things, they like, you can find many of these in many different prices. Obviously, there's going to be some that are in new condition, some are in used condition. Most of them are actually in used condition. There are some used ones that are actually in very good condition. It's just it's opened. So yeah. So I would imagine in the 70s they decided they should have a toy version of him, and they did. They did actually have a family, but I'm not going to explain what the Pillsbury family is because, well, it's not only kind of simplistic, but you can just actually Google it. If you Google Pillsbury Dough Boy and Pillsbury family, you'll start to know everything. I'm just gonna say what he is. He's basically a mascot that is from the USA, and I think it's Minneapolis or Minneapolis. I'm not so sure. He's in one of those places, and they started to make the Pillsbury Doughboy. I believe the Pillsbury Doughboy was made in the 60s. I think it was made in 1967, I believe. I'm not so sure. But the company was very, very old. It's like made in the 1800s. I don't remember what year of the 1800s it was made in, but it was in the 18th century. So that's a pretty old, company, and it's surprisingly is, doing a great job, not going out of business, because we've seen some mascots and, companies that go out of business kind of nowadays. But anyways, yeah. So that's what he is. He's a mascot of a dough company. If you go to your typical stores and you want to look for croissants or anything that is like frozen-ish or something, like it's like requires the fridge, you'll basically see him. He's basically a mascot of those things. Like if you want those pastry croissants or something, you'll basically see him. He's very, very popular and well known. Okay, so that was like the tiny mini history or mini documentary, whatever it is. So the detail, like I said, is very, very nice. Not only has the Pillsbury logo, he also has a realistic hat. And he has a very realistic smile, which is what they all had. They had that lip look where he's like excited. He has that ovalish, round shape. Kind of reminds me of the Pingu from Pingu the Penguin. The one who's like, Pingu, Pingu, Pingu the Penguin. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. He's so cute though. He look like something from like the Snowman or like Frosty the Snowman. Actually, the grandpa of this Pillsbury Dough Boy actually reminds me of Frosty the Snowman from not the like he's like this if you Google like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, there's like this snowman who's basically like he has a mustache and a beard and he reminds me of the Doughboy almost. But anyways, yeah. He has the neckerchief. Some people don't know what this is, but if you don't know what a neckerchief is, neckerchiefs are usually worn by sailors, and I believe the sailors that wear these are actually from the Navy. So, that's very interesting. It's on a chef. I also want to mention, why do some chefs wear these things? Let me know in the comments because I am very curious. I never know why sometimes chefs wear these, they call it neckerchiefs. I'm not so sure why, but there's something cool about this, and this is why I got this. But yeah, that's the detail. He also has detail on the hands, the back of it, of course. Um, he also has the writing of what year he was made in. So overall, he's a very plain and very nice detailed figure. He has those blue eyes, which are cool. So yeah. Now let's get on to articulation. He actually only has one. It's basically the head. The head can rotate 360 degrees. So you can have him look around. He actually can, like, can go both directions. So you can not just use it as movies or, props. You can also make him look like, the real life thing. I believe the Pillsbury that we see in the commercials is actually about this height. Like he's actually about this size. So if that's the case, that's pretty cool because some people are gonna say, "Hey, there is such thing as the real Pillsbury." It's kind of like Santa Claus. But anyways, yeah. Now, just like the other one, the head is removable if you're trying to restore it. But what I found out interesting, I'm gonna have to show you, is this. So this is what it looks like. The head can come off. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but just want to show you if you want to do a restorations. What I found very funny is that the inside is actually more opened. In the other Pillsbury Doughboy, it was just a little hole, like a pin size hole. It was like very, very small hole it had. But I like how in this one they kind of cleared it up. So maybe if you want, you can try to store some stuff in it. Maybe you can even store your own cash in it or something. And if they see it, they'll be like, "Where's the money?" Or you can just put anything. You can, if you want, like I said, put anything, candy, toys. Well, very, very tiny toys like Lego, maybe, but yeah. And actually, there's actually something very cool I noticed. But we're gonna get into that. It was very, very difficult to get the head back in, but I just wanted to show that for those who love restoring stuff, because I one time saw a video of someone restoring this. So yeah, for those who have a Pillsbury Doughboy and have issues, I just want to show you what the inside looks like. But I thought it would also be interesting to show in case anyone wants to put stuff in it, because when I saw this toy, it looked like one of those, not salt and pepper, but it was like one of those toys you can use to put stuff in it for foods or something. But I'm pretty sure it's just a regular doll or something. It's just, that's like how they put it there. So yeah, the only articulation I can find is the head, which is not bad actually. It actually looks nice, and the way how they made the collar with it, it actually blends in quite nicely with it. There's no articulation on the arms. You can just, and actually, as far as how he is, he's actually very, very soft. Like, look how squishy he is. Wow. That's pretty soft. And you know what's even funny? When I squeeze this, watch what happens. His hat seems to be puffing up. It's like an illusion. It's like he has a heart or something in there. That's kind of weird. But it looks cool though. I mean, because it makes that it kind of looks like when he's, because his hats sometimes move around when he's like tickling and all the other stuff. So that kind of gives him that moving effect. So that's kind of okay if that's happening. But it looks cool though. But kind of weird though, anyways. Now let's move on. Now he's about 7 inches tall. I'll just show you a generic Hot Wheels car to compare with. Well, if he was one of those inflatable balloon things, he would look good, but obviously this is just for show. He's obviously big. He's about 7 inches tall. He's actually about almost a similar scale as one of those Godzilla Ultraman toys, those 6-inch ones, except he's 7 inches tall. He could be 6 inches tall, but, in total, if you count the hat, he's 7 inches tall. And there's actually some cool figures I also want to go with as well. So, let's just put him up near with another very famous clone, Mr. Stay Puft, also known as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Oh, and for those of you who want to know what the song is called, it's called Ghostbusters. Just want to let you know the original. Now, if you're using them as one of those balloon things they sometimes bring to the city, he looks okay actually, and actually the size looks correct if you're doing those balloon things, because in the show he's supposed to be 100 meters, and I don't know if 100 meters would actually mean 40 meters tall. This is just to show, so I'm not so sure if this size is accurate. Since he's a humanoid figure, obviously it would be huge. But if you're using them as one of those, sometimes they do those special balloon events where he's like this big giant balloon that they would bring to the sky. He goes okay with Stay Puft. If you want him like a Godzilla looking monster and maybe he can fight. Or you just want him as like let's say he was just made out of real marshmallows. If you want. So depending of how you're using him, sizing looks good with this figure, and if you're using him as just a generic character or something, like what I'm doing with the toy, he goes good with it as well. This is actually the plushie version, by the way. They don't have these anymore. And speaking about Ghostbusters, on a side note, Ghostbusters The Aftermath movie is gonna be released, and I haven't seen it. So for those of you who've seen it, I hope you like the movie, but for now, I'm not gonna say you did because I don't know if you've seen it, and I don't think it's out yet. Now, we do have another clone that is very, very similar, except this is a custom I made. Here is the Bimbo Bear. Well, since he's a very tiny baby, he would actually be about this size, but if you want him just like this, he looks okay. But it's, I just use it because he's like a very similar comparison. They both have the logos and colors. Like he has a red logo, this one has a blue logo. I will eventually do a review on these figures. Like I will do a review on Stay Puft and the Bimbo Bear, and I'll just explain who the Bimbo Bear is. to me, Bimbo Bear is a tiny bit of a clone of Pillsbury Doughboy, but he's not really a clone at the same time because he's actually well, I'm gonna tell you that in another video when I review him, but for now, I just want to show him because he looks cool with it. I'll actually put him on the side like this. Oh, and now this chef I'm about to show is more of a generic toy. Here is a an Italian chef for Pillsbury Doughboy. Well, if you're using it just like this, he goes okay with it, but if you want him to look more realistic, this is not really great because he's actually supposed to be, like, he should be maybe, well, this is supposed to be a human, obviously. It's an Italian chef, but if you want him like this, he looks okay with it. Maybe you can have him as, like, this giant, you know, Pillsbury statue or something. Whatever you want. So, if you want Pillsbury, you know, with the figurines, he'll look good. One time I went to Eastside Mario's, and when I went to Eastside Mario's, I got this figure with a Happy Meal a long time ago, whatever it is. It wasn't really a Happy Meal, it was more like a kid's meal thing. And when I ate the kid's meal, they gave me this figure, and it was pretty cool looking. The problem, though, was that the back of it was all white, and it looked kind of weird, so I had to paint it black to make it look like hair, so, yeah. You can actually find this figure on the internet, but he's not going to have this logo. He's just going to be this generic Italian chef. But I decided to compare him because he also does have a chef hat. It was only these three that have chef hats, except for this, because he's actually a sailor. And what's pretty funny is that when I saw the Stay Puft hat, it kind of reminds me of like a graduation hat. But I found out in the end it was supposed to be a sailor hat with a ribbon. And I would imagine this top part could have been some sort of a pom-pom. So this Stay Puft is basically a giant sailor from the Navy. Yeah, that's right, the Navy song. In the Navy. In the Navy. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah. So, if you want him to go well with these figures, he looks perfect. But that's if you, well, for this one, he's just a custom. But if you have these toys here, any of these, he looks good with them, actually. Except for this one because he's a humanoid figure, but maybe he can be some sort of, like a very tiny, like, maybe he can be a human, but was shrunk down or something. To look like a toy figure or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm also going to do a review on this chef hat, this Italian chef here. And before I end the video, I also want to mention why I also decided, if you actually didn't know, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man has this thing here. Not this, but this here, called a neckerchief. So basically, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man has a neckerchief, the Italian chef has a neckerchief, and the Pillsbury Doughboy has a neckerchief too. Except for this one, because this one, he's wearing like this apron thing, or whatever the chefs sometimes wear for dresses. They don't always wear like this dress, or like the thing there, whatever it is, the neckerchief. I thought it'd be cool, because if you didn't know, Stay Puft, when he has that very cute face like this, I have a feeling that face came from the Pillsbury, but the, you know, the legs and the arms came from the Michelin Man. I don't have a toy version of the Michelin Man, but you can try to find him though. But yeah, I'm just gonna put these away, or maybe I'll just leave it there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like below, and please subscribe, and I'll make more videos of stuff like this, and I'll try to do a review on one of these figures maybe someday. And yeah, stay safe and have a good night. Goodbye.
Yay! I have some new buddies, everyone. Hello, Bimbo Bear. Hello, Italian Chef. Hello, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, hello
everyone.
I need to Hey, you're the Pillsbury Dough Boy? Take this. Yay. No. I thought that was gonna battle you. It turns out it made you ticklish.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.